How much power did Gohan gain during the universe survival arc? Well, in this video we're going to compare and contrast how much power Gohan gained in the anime versus the manga. Starting off with the anime, after Resurrection of F, Gohan was much weaker than in the Buu saga, and so he started training with Piccolo as confirmed in episodes 27 and 30. This didn't however achieve much as Gohan wasn't available for the Universe 6 tournament, but sagas later, Gohan participated in the Presents match against Lavender. This was Gohan's first proper fight since Resurrection of F. He felt rusty and was trying to re-familiarise himself with fighting. Despite the difficulty, Gohan won the fight, but couldn't awaken his ultimate power. Goku thought he'd get his fighting instincts back, and felt he was capable of a lot more. So Goku asked Piccolo to train Gohan and get his fighting sense back. Gohan determined that he needed to get a lot stronger. I liked the anime version as it showed Gohan's struggle and personal journey to regain his powers and become stronger than ever before. Piccolo called on Gohan to think, "There's no such thing as a fight you can't lose," and "Be a warrior, don't be arrogant and give everything you've got and don't let your guard down." Gohan then regained Super Saiyan again, Super Saiyan 2, and finally his ultimate power, and it all took less than 40 hours. But Piccolo believed Gohan had still much more dormant power that wasn't awakened yet, so they trained until the tournament began, resulting in Ultimate Gohan being much stronger than Piccolo. But just before the tournament, Gohan fought Goku in episode 90. This was a serious one-on-one fight, as Gohan told his father to give everything. Once Gohan released all his ultimate power, he overpowered Goku's Super Saiyan 2 and matched Super Saiyan Blue, but on Gohan's request for all his power, Goku used Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken and one-shotted Gohan. It was never stated what multiplier of Kaioken Goku used, but it's confirmed that Gohan was around Goku's Super Saiyan Blue power before the tournament, or at the minimum Super Saiyan God. With Gohan this strong, he easily defeated Butamo in episode 103 and eliminated Obni. Gohan's fight against Jimitsu in episode 108 wasn't one to determine his power as he wasn't going all out, and the play fight against Frieza wasn't good either as it was all for show just to trick Frost into letting his guard down. And Gohan briefly faced Toppo in episode 123 but was easily repelled even when using a sneak attack, so Gohan was definitely weaker than Toppo. Gohan's final fight was against Dyspo in episode 124, who was no pushover. Dyspo had forced Goku to use Super Saiyan God and Blue before this point, so his power was between Goku's God and Blue forms. Due to Dyspo's light speed abilities, neither Ultimate Gohan or Golden Frieza could land a blow, so Frieza caged Dyspo in, stopping his range of movement. All of Gohan's blows then landed, making him physically stronger than Dyspo, but he was just much slower. Because Gohan struggled against Dyspo, he couldn't have ever defeated Toppo at this point. Therefore, Gohan wasn't quite as strong as Goku's Super Saiyan Blue whilst in the tournament. So in the anime version of the Universe Survival arc, Gohan went from being barely stronger than Lavender to gaining power somewhere between Goku's Super Saiyan God and Blue transformations. That's an impressive gaining of power, so well done, Gohan. In terms of the manga, there wasn't a chapter covering Gohan getting his powers back through training, as Gohan's power gain came pretty much all in the tournament. Piccolo trained Gohan to get his fighting sense back, like in the anime, and the manga added a nice touch by having Vegeta compliment how Gohan looked ready for the tournament. Vegeta had always said Gohan was a slacker for years since the Buu saga, so this was a big deal. Piccolo also held Gohan in high praise, implying he was the current key to success for Universe 7. What was different to the anime though was, although Gohan regained his ultimate form through training with Piccolo, he wasn't strong, as Piccolo said in chapter 39 that Gohan could only manage to regain his sense of battle before the tournament. When Gohan fought the trio de Danges in chapter 34, he really struggled. It was only Frieza in his final form that could easily deal with the wolves, but when it came to Gohan's next important tournament fight against Kefla, having a very strong opponent caused his Earthling self to suddenly gain the power to match Kefla. Piccolo explained all of Gohan's powering up only occurred during the fight with Kefla, leading Krillin to remark that Gohan has immense innate talent. Therefore, Gohan was growing stronger at a phenomenal rate in just seconds. Clearly, up until this point, Gohan hadn't grasped how to tap into his potential yet. So how much power did Gohan gain in the manga? Well, Legendary Kale was beyond Golden Frieza, and gradually overpowered Blue Goku as her ki kept rising, but when Kefla was born, Vado says she may be unmatched on the battlefield. We can assume all of the power up until this point was no match for Kefla, and this was coming from an angel. Ultimate Gohan in the manga matched Super Saiyan Kefla in strength, speed, and other attributes. Fighting against such a powerful rival sharpened and boosted Gohan's power far higher than the weak opponents up until this point. It's no wonder Goku didn't realise Gohan was this powerful. His potential wasn't released until he started fighting Kefla. Gohan technically gained the power to overcome Golden Frieza, Super Saiyan Kefla and Dyspo as well, as they all got melted around by legendary Super Saiyan Kale. And Gohan gained power greater than Goku's complete Super Saiyan Blue as well, as it couldn't stand up to the legendary Super Saiyan Kale, which is only one half of the fused warrior Kefla. However, Gohan didn't gain enough power to trump Goku's full power, which he hadn't actually used yet, as Krillin said Gohan might be able to overcome that, but only if he devoted himself to training rather than being a scholar. Aside from the manga and the anime differences that we've discussed, Gohan said in episode 90 that he's still evolving and pursuing an ultimate form that has never been seen before, one that's unrivaled in strength and speed. Gohan is evolving his power as a human, focusing his power growth that way rather than relying on superficial transformations like Saiyans. So how about this? Wouldn't it have been really interesting to see whether Manga Gohan could have gained even more power by fighting the far stronger Jiren, as the mechanism of tapping into his potential should have allowed him to evolve his power further and at an even faster rate. Is there truly no limit to Gohan if he has enough time to adapt to the enemy? Gohan already experienced this outrageously insane power jump fighting Kefla, so who's to say it couldn't have also worked with Jiren? But I'm not saying Manga Gohan could have beaten Jiren, just he may have grown even stronger fighting Jiren instead of Kefla. Today I'm going to be responding to some of your comments from the Why is Goku Black British video. So firstly we have F-Man, who said, glad they're taking the time to let the manga get ahead to avoid these problems in the future. This is something I've always thought about Dragon Ball Super, like why did they make it to be firstly anime led rather than manga? In some ways it's not officially confirmed at all, but my theory has always been that they've had this hiatus for a few years, and one of the reasons is that they needed the manga to get that much more ahead than the anime, and also, yes, as F-Man says, it will help to avoid problems like this in the future. Then we have Orlando Maldonado, who said, it was a silly decision in my opinion, but not one worth harassing voice actors for. Yes, indeed. Sean Schemmel, you know, he's consistently given us fans incredible voice acting content and work for such a long time, over 20 years. So, you know, just because initially the voice of Goku Black Rosé sounded a bit jarring to you, different, you know, it doesn't mean that we have to go on Twitter, we don't have to go on social media and start like tearing them apart and harassing them. It just doesn't represent us fans very well. And thirdly, we have Tyler Todd, who said, why was Gohan's Kamehameha yellow and not blue when trying to stop Boo from hatching? Yeah, that's a good point. I can only actually agree with the person who replied to this comment initially, who was saying that maybe Gohan mixed some of his Masenko with the Kamehameha to stop Boo, and I really like that idea because it kind of explains why that beam was actually yellow, because Gohan also uses Piccolo's Masenko. So there were just some of the comments I wanted to respond to. Thank you guys for watching, and also if you want to learn more about Gohan's power, then watch this video up in the corner next. Thanks, Kai Kai.